Welcome to Faithful as a Fila. In this video, I'll be talking about the difference between the Fila standards, the CBKC standard, CAFIB standard, and OFB standard. It's a very sensitive subject, so I'll be focused only in facts, okay? Starting from the beginning, the first standard was written in 1946 by Mr. Paulo Santos Cruz. That's the person considered the father of the breed. Mr. Paulo wrote this first standard only based in dogs that he found in farms in the interior of Brazil. He cataloged these dogs and was the first base to start to breed. So they start to have kennels with these dogs and starts to breed to sell for the market. At the time, the market compared the Fila with the Europeans' large dogs as the Great Dane, the English Mastiff, and the Napolitan Mastiff. Filas are big dogs, but not giant as the European breeds. So to make the Filas more valuable, they start to make some mixtures with European breeds, trying to make the Filas bigger and more valuable to the market. With these mixtures, the dogs become bigger, but also came up the famous black Fila, because there is no black Filas before the mixtures with the Great Dane and the Napolitan Mastiff. So it became very obviously that something was wrong. In 1976, CBKC, at the time just BKC, released another standard, and just saying about the color, that the color total white is not accepted, but saying anything about the black being something wrong to the standard. With this situation, 2 years after, in 1978, Mr. Paulo Santos Cruz broke with the CBKC and created the CAFIB, what in English is something like Club for Development of Fila Brasileiro, and released a new standard saying that black Filas were not allowed. This standard remains until today as the CAFIB standard, and CBKC released another versions in 1984 and another in 2016. This last one is the official international Fila standard recognized by FCI. So if you want to see a good example of a FCI Fila, you can check out the video in the YouTube channel of the Documentary TV. When you check for the Fila video, you can see a good example of a black Fila that is CBKC FCI accepted. In the CAFIB club, as the time goes by, some other scandals about mixtures came up. This time, these mixtures was with the English Mastiffs and the Bloodhounds. With these mixtures, they were capable to keep the same colors of Fila, but you can clearly see the difference when you look to the body shape. The English Mastiffs are much more squares when you look to the body, and the Filas are always slim. You can see the belly of Filas are never flat with the chest. You can see that they are slim, and when they mix with the Bloodhound, you can see the ears. The ears goes down. And then with this situation, with the CAFIB club. Some other breeders broke up with the club and create some other standards. That's when the author of the book of Filas came up, Mr. Antônio Carlos Linhares Borges. He's the owner of a Fila kennel since 1976 and acting as a judge specialized in Filas since 1978. Released his first book in 1998, trying to aware people about these mixtures. Unfortunately, I don't have this book and it's not for sale anymore, and I don't have more details about the content. In 2018, he released his second book about the filas. This book is called Cão de Fila Brasileiro, Preservação do Original, or in English would be something like Fila Brasileiro, Preserving the Original, and with the subtitle Fila Brasileiro Breed Alterations and Recognition of the Breed, Original Fila Brasileiro. In this book, that I'll bring in details in my next video, the author brings tons of history, facts, lots of pictures, maps, some newspapers and magazines from the past that clear shows the origin of Fila, show the difference between the mixed and the not mixed, and what we are looking for with the OFB standard. Now, in 2021, I think there's 5 different standards of Fila. Internationally, only the CBKC FCI is accepted as a standard. Unfortunately, everyone is always claiming to be the right one and the others just having the mixtures with no value. This is a real problem here in Brazil. The breeders are not together, are not going for the same direction. Everyone is pointing their nose to what they think is the right direction. And for me, in my personal opinion, I just think that the author of the OFB standard should not be using the word original. This is causing many discussions here in Brazil. I think that he should have tried to avoid these battles. He could use something like aboriginal or ancient, try to relate into the past, not about the originality. But it's okay, that's what we have for today. I am very happy with the OFB dogs. They are amazing. They are much more than I expected before. They are very healthy, very strong, and very, very loyal as a Fila. Thank you very much for watching.